Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10X live market update for the global markets this November 9, 2020. Let's begin. So actually, the entire market is happy. I am pretty sure that you're probably up 25 to 30% up if you've been following this channel, even in just a single month. It doesn't have to take you a year to make that 25%. If you've been following us, I would say since about 7, 8 months ago, you'd easily be up 100% or more already. Have you been following Awesome 10X picks? So let me discuss all of our Awesome 10X picks that we want to add. Actually, today I'm going to be discussing in our inner circle how to detect and how to add to our Awesome 10X winners. I'll give you a preview about some of these names. Some of these names are something that you've already been aware of. Of course, everybody is aware that Kamala Harris has been touting commitment to marijuana decriminalization and expungements under the Biden administration. So she's no longer just a vice presidential nominee. She is already the vice president of the United States. We have officially known that Biden is the president of the United States. So the market really is not just detecting, but adding onto their winners. Let me just discuss to you what has happened in the entire cannabis movement. So let me share to you in the dailies. Of course, your Aurora Cannabis rallied from about $4 to as high as 12. Had some profit taking here at about $9.79. What is up with 4 to 12? That is a 300% move in just a week. Yes, you heard me right, in just a week. So Aurora Cannabis, how risky is this company? Unusually large Aurora Cannabis and Tilray options following a post-election rally. Let's read 3 reasons why marijuana stocks are soaring. So Aurora Cannabis is up. This one was saying up 135% the past 2 days alone. It's up about 300% in just 4 to 12 in 5 days. The election takeaways, let's take a look. The new state cannabis laws will expand the legal U.S. marijuana market. The massive moves in weed stocks suggest something may be brewing larger than just the handful of states that are voting to legalize on Tuesday. On Thursday, co-founder Jessica Raves said there are 3 big picture takeaways for cannabis stock investors from Tuesday's election results. 1 in 3 Americans now lives in a state in which recreational marijuana is legal. Not only has the latest vote expanded the number of legal cannabis customers, Raves said it has also applied significant pressure to neighboring states not to follow suit and not to miss out on the business opportunities and tax revenues. Cannabis legalization is not just a blue state phenomenon, given marijuana measures have been passed in conservative states such as South Dakota, Montana, and Mississippi. While more than 3 out of the 4 Democrats support cannabis legalization, recent polls have found that even half of Republican voters are now supporting it as well. Even though it's likely that Republicans will maintain control of the Senate, voters in the red states mentioned above are sending a clear message to Washington that cannabis legalization is increasingly a bipartisan national issue. The more states that legalize recreational marijuana, like New Jersey and Arizona, the more pressure it puts on the federal government to address the issue. Stocks on the move, ECB, Tilray, Kronos, CGC, most of these are the top 4 holdings of any marijuana ETF in the US. Let's take a look at each one of them. So let me share to you. Of course, last week you've seen also gold has been rising above 1920, just as your Bitcoin has also broken above 14,000. The next resistance of your Bitcoin is about 17 to 18,000. I'll share to you all the charts for your. So essentially, I would say that within a single week, if you are not up 10%, I would say that you are underperforming the market, because Nasdaq was up something like 9% in just the last 5 days after elections. Let me share to you that index chart for you. So to be honest, this is just a normal move from about 13.8 to about 15.9. You've got that resistance that's 15.9. The next is 17.1. final is 18, no? So you're seeing that all of your stocks or commodities or gold or whatever are actually up. And of course, the biggest move is happening in your ACB, your Tilray, your Chronos, etc., etc. So we actually found Aurora Cannabis here at about 440 as a great support area. And unfortunately, some of us sold early before Kamala Harris. But the good thing is that some of us, actually, Aurora is not the only cannabis name we have, right? So I'll show to you all the cannabis names. But yeah, indeed, you've got this resistance. Let's take a look at the charts of Aurora Cannabis. Take note that this one has a habit of actually going up and then down. So from here, you can see 566 rally to about as high as 20 or almost a times 3 move as well in just 3 days, then fell down 90% down to about $4. So I do think that there is a resistance again here after rallying to about 11. I do see that Aurora Cannabis typically will have that profit-taking move. I do think that there will still be a chance to buy near 7 below. So I will wait it out, a 30% drop for ECB for an entry. Let's take a look as well on all of your cannabis names. Tilray, actually, we said a buy at about 550 to 6. Unfortunately, some of us sold at about 7 early on. Rallied to as high as 11. That would be the first resistance for your Tilray. This one should have a support back to about 7 or 8 or about 20% drop. I do think that after a 100 to 200% move from about 5 to 12, you would see some of these cannabis names also getting some profit-taking move. CGC also the same. Actually, your big names in the cannabis names all have resistances. That's why we didn't like them, because we chose the Canada names which have less resistances. I'll show to you the cannabis names that we prefer and that we own, rather than what the market keeps on buying, even if they're not actually profitable. And there's actually a lot of resistances for these names. Canopy Growth has resistance here about 28. It actually is now at 23. I do think that so we were betting on cannabis for quite a while, as we were actually bullish on Kamala Harris legalization of marijuana. So this one, I think, is getting some profit-taking moves. So let's put a sell recommendation first on these names. However, should be a buy here at about 17 to 18 mark, near 20. So take a look if you can re-enter your Canopy Growth. Wait it out. Wait about 20% down move for your cannabis names. Not all cannabis names would fall 20%, but I think that your ACB, your Tilray, your Cannabis, these names, CGC, don't have profit. So there will be some quick profit-taking moves after this Kamala post-election rally. CGC, ACB, okay, let's take a look. Even your Chronos. Now, although we like Chronos, Kristen Bell, and all of that, I'd say that there will still be some of these resistances. Let's take a look at where the resistance for Chronos is. You've got that first resistance here at 8 and 9. And yes, indeed, I am of the view that this is a reversal play. All of the cannabis names are in a reversal mode. But how sure am I? How high can it go, no? So can 7 go to 10? So in my view, any drops of Chronos, ACB, CGC, Tilray, despite no earnings, the legalization of marijuana can actually make it go up to as high as about 100% from their lows. So this one from 5, can Chronos go 10? First resistance at 10, therefore 7 to 6 of Chronos is a buy. Let me just try to write it out for the people who are watching this. Wait up, guys. So these are actually the weaker ones. Let me just highlight that these are actually the weaker cannabis names. I will show to you my powerful cannabis names. But Chronos at about 6 to 7 is a buy, target 10, or at least not necessarily target 10, but be aware that there will be resistances as it reaches near 10. Tilray also will have some resistances as it goes to about let's take a look at your Tilray. These are some powerful chart patterns, powerful catalysts, of course. So Tilray at 8 below, you should be seeing some pressure to buy, but also very strong resistance at 12. So 20% down moves, 50% up moves. Some people might continue to hold on to their winners if they were betting as early as $5 for Tilray. Okay, so for ACB, let me just discuss. Aurora Cannabis has a habit of going down and retracing all the way. So this one, I will wait for this $10 to fall down to about at least $7 below for a move back to about 12 to 16. So there will be a huge range for Aurora Cannabis. We have to wait it out. Aurora Cannabis has no money. They could issue secondary offerings just like they did at about $4 to $5. So be aware that there will be some pressure to sell some of these names after a 100, 200, 300% rally in a single week. Chronos, Tilray, ACB, CGC is actually the least in my view when it comes to upside, given the fact that this is already a normal blue chip. So canopy growth here at about 17 below, CGC 17.5 below, and then really a strong resistance at 25 to 28. So let me share to you now some of my more powerful cannabis names. How we've always been betting on cannabis has been through grow generation. The pick and shovels, the hydroponics, the plants. So we've been buying since 9 to 12 and buying more at here at about 17.50. Now it's trading at 23. I would say that a drop here to about $20 green grow generation, I would continue to add more. So take note the differences. Our picks are actually cannabis all-time highs. They are not at all-time lows like Chronos, Tilray, ACB, and CGCR. So even in Canada, I'll share to you the differences. Okay, for cannabis play, here's the difference of your cannabis names. Your cannabis names in Canada are actually at all-time highs. Why? The answer is simple. They're all profitable. True Leaf is now trading at $33.60 Canada. This one is also in Illinois. Double listed. So here, I do think that if legalization of marijuana continues, then this one should just go all-time highs. So if you are a trader, you prefer actually companies without resistances. And we, as Awesome 10X investors, although we don't tell you outright that we know trading, I do know better chart formations. And Grow Generation, TRUL, has been chosen both fundamentally and technically. So 24, now it's at 33. It's above nearing 50% for those who followed us on Trueleaf. Because we were a bit early on this name. I'd say that I'd enter this even at 30 below. So let's say you can enter 30 and 29. Put it on your watch list. This is in Canada. I would share to you some Canadian names that haven't rallied yet, but in my view, would rally as well. So I'll share to you all the cannabis names so that you have a better understanding. Charlotte's Web is in, no, not that. That is a China ETF. That's a China Index Bull ETF. They're also very strong. Yes, Chinese names have been very strong. You have Tencent, Alibaba, JD, Pintuotuo, Meituan, and the like. Wait up, pa. Charlotte's Web trades in Toronto Stock Exchange. It's a Canadian name. It's also at new lows, but in my view, this one has already started being picked up. So similar to your Chronos, Tilray, Aurora Cannabis, and CGC, this one is actually, we felt that at $3 was a buy, and current levels of about 380 was a higher low. Take note that even if $5 is the first resistance, I do see this going to 6 and 9. So the further target for Charlotte's Web is about 6 to 9. You want to buy this near 430 below. If you can buy it near 430 below. Chances are, if you hold this, hold on to your winners. Any drops 10-20% on cannabis names will have a buyer. In the same front, if you're looking to buy some ETFs, I would say that these ETFs will actually be buys on dips at 10% below. So YOLO, we said actually at about 11 below that it was a buy. And right now it's trading at about 13.95. This is an ETF. So I do think that there will be continuous buying pressure here. For YOLO, you can actually just pick it up at about 13 below. So for those who don't want to nitty-gritty which cannabis name to own, you can own ETFs. YOLO is an ETF that owns a lot of the names. YOLO is a ticker symbol for you only live once. THCX, of course, is also a cannabis ETF. Let me just show you all the marijuana ETFs. Yes, that is a Biden cannabis, Kamala Harris post-election move from about 9 to 12. I do think that this one at 10 below, you can still buy it. So THCX at $10 below. So also for some marijuana, MJ is the ticker symbol. Same thing. 11 went to about 14. Alternative ETF. So at about 12 below, enter MJ. Take a look as well on some winners that we truly believe in. Green Thumb, right? So Green Thumb, GTII. I have been respectfully telling you guys to buy this name. Right now, it's trading at about 26, near 26 level. I do think that there might be some selling pressure, as I said. So, but anyway, any drops here at about 24 to 22 will be bought for GTII. In summary, what I'm saying is that if you don't have a cannabis stock in your portfolio, you might miss out on some of the biggest wins, the same way that we said that solars will give you a huge win. Wait lang, guys. My ball pen is not working, so I'm gonna use some pencils. So GTII, Green Thumb, you want to buy more at 24 and 22. Doesn't matter if you have this at $18 below. Green Thumb will still merit a buy more, especially with legalization of marijuana. Green Thumb sells also in the US. Organigram and Hexo, let us discuss some smaller names that are listed in US and also listed in Toronto Stock Exchange. So as you'll know, even the all-time lows of cannabis names have reversed, even if they were not profitable. So right now, I'm going to go even into the non-profitable cannabis names, given that there is a speculation that they could actually narrow their losses given this Kamala Harris win. So at $1.50 for your Organigram, OGI, $1.50 below, I would be a buyer here. Now, you know that we were advising Hexo as a buy. Hexo Cannabis, we were buying at 60 cents, 59 cents. Right now, it's trading at 90 cents, even traded at $1. I do think this goes to 120, even goes to $2. So even if this drops at 80 cents, Hexo will still be a buy 0.8. So in general, I am of the view that you have a huge opportunity. Downside is about 10, 20%. But upside is about 50 to 100%. You want to wait it out for your entry if you don't have them, but put it in your watch list. Afria is also a cannabis name. I haven't studied this name. Right now, it has gone from $4 to about $5.50. I might wait it out at about $5 below. So let me now give you a recap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 names. I actually have 15th name for you, Curaleaf, C-U-R-A. Actually, I'll give you another name, GWPH, so 16 names. Cura and GWPH. All of these are cannabis names. Cura is something that I have. 10 is now 14. So as you have noticed, the non-profitable cannabis names went up 100 to 200%. Then the real profits, the real profitable cannabis names are just up 30, 40, 50%. So if you want to assorted mix your cannabis names, you want to have both the non-profitable and the profitable for a great awesome 10x portfolio for your for you. Yeah. So this Curaleaf is profitable. I would try to add more at 13 if I can. 13 below. GWPH, yes, we like this too. Greenwich Biopharma. Greenwich Pharmaceutical actually is helping a lot of your children for epilepsy seizures. So cannabis is actually a treatment for that. And Greenwich Biopharma is a good name to have. We have a buy reco on this name, 110 below. Doing at 114 right now. I do think that this one goes 130, 140, 180 pretty much in the next 6 months. Cura, Greenwich. I actually know a lot of other cannabis names, so let me just discuss. Even if I never discuss IIPR, IIPR's business is like a REIT, but the difference is that they lease out their company to cannabis farmers for their so in a way they don't sell any cannabis name. They are just leasing it out to be indoor farms for cannabis. That's innovative industrial properties, and it's also up 120 to 150. More cannabis states means that there will be more demand for leasing properties for indoor farming. I don't think though that IIPR is the best play, but really I would prefer maybe the non-profitable names. There's a lot of winners, and let me take a look at questions if any. John Paul Vistan is asking how to make safe deal. What is safe deal? What do you mean with that? I don't understand the question. I don't understand the question. I have been discussing marijuana. What is safe deal for marijuana? What does that mean? Legal means that they can buy it straight from the stores. So it's legal. Safe deal, your online shopping advisor in India. Um, Yeah, I think like the question is very far from my topic and I don't know much about what you're saying. So yeah, I can't answer a question that I don't understand. So yeah, so it looks like I don't have a question and that is a surprise. So in today's market recap, let me just repeat 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 cannabis names for your portfolio. Let me repeat. Chrono 6 to 7, Tilray 8 below, Aurora Cannabis 7 below, CGC $17 or $18 below, Grow Generation Add More 20 below, True Leaf 30 below, Charlotte's Web 4.3 below, YOLO, an ETF. For the ETFs, you can go for YOLO 13, THCX 10, MJ 12. For other more cannabis names, you can go for Green Thumb, GTII at 24 below. Organigram, OGI $1.50 below, Hexo zero point 0.8 below, AFA $4 below, Curalif $13 below, and Greenwich Pharma GWPH 110 below. That's it, and thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Please like our channel. Please subscribe, and hope you have a wonderful, awesome 10x portfolio. Thank you very much. Bye bye.